Analisa Six here with the Lady of Leisure and the Sober Curator to bring you the April 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Leo for sun and rising placements. I am an astrologer and tarot reader, and I am currently accepting new clients. If you want to do any one-on-ones with me, I charge $35 for a 30-minute tarot reading, $75 for a 60-minute tarot reading, and $100 for a 60 to 90-minute astrology session. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to work with me one-on-one, feel free to email me. The information is going to be in the description box at the bottom of this video. Hello, Leo. How are you? How are we? This is for Leo, sun and rising placements. We've been really going through it lately. I feel like there's a lot happening under the surface. I feel like I have a lot of Leo dominant people in my life, and it's always really interesting to see how different these transits hit all of us. I feel like what's going on for me is very different than most of the other Leos that I know, but we're all kind of internally experiencing similar things despite our various different external circumstances. So let's talk about where we are at for the month of April. April is a really intense month. It's not my favorite month of the year for us Leos, I will be totally honest, but I think that there's a lot of potential for us to really kind of come up out of a little bit of darkness and kind of redefine and refine ourselves in ways that are going to promote a lot of confidence moving forward. So Aries season is where we're at. We start every April out in Aries season, and Aries is the cardinal fire sign of the zodiac. Leo is the fixed fire sign of the zodiac, and fire likes fire. So Aries, all the Aries energy that we've had and have currently moving into April is making a harmonious trine to Leo, but it's a lot of energy for us. I think that, I'm a double fire sign. I know a lot of other double fire people, and we experience fire energy in a very initiatory. We want adventure, we want passion, we want experiences, we want all of this kind of experiential, I don't know, adventure, I guess. We're exploring, we want action. We want things to feel like they're moving forward, and we can be very impatient about it. We want it to happen now, spring is here. What's happening now? So, I think that the amount of us wanting to push things forward right now is really enhanced. So the area that this is influencing for Leo, we've got the sun in Aries, the North Node in Aries, Mercury in Aries, and Chiron in Aries. And for Leo, this is hitting the area of the chart that's the 9th house that has to do with values and belief systems. Also long distance travel, experiences through cultural, pursuits, I guess, that could be where we actually travel and experience other cultures and learn through them, or we read about them and study them in a book or movie, documentary, that kind of thing. There's also a desire to seek deeper meaning in life, where we might, be kind of interested in new spiritual studies. We could be toying around with joining a religion or a spiritual organization. There's also a desire for education here if we want to go back to school for something. There's also a heavy emphasis on teaching. So either we are the student or we want to be the teacher. All of those kinds of themes come up. Mercury is stationing retrograde in Aries at 27 degrees on April 1st. And so Mercury is going to be hanging out in this area of the chart for the entire month of April. Mercury is the planet that rules communication. It has to do with our perspective on things, how we think about things, the written word, technology, computers, all of that kind of stuff. And when it's retrograde in the 9th house, we have an opportunity to really reflect and review what our actual values and belief systems are when it comes to spirituality, religious beliefs. We also might be in a period where we really have a desire or longing to feel some kind of freedom in life. We might want to travel or go somewhere. And unfortunately, with Mercury retrograde, it's not the best time to actually physically travel somewhere without there being a lot of challenges. So I'm not saying not to do it, but just expect there to be delays, maybe some mishaps with your trip, maybe some, technology things that happen that kind of conflict with your trip in some way if you do go somewhere, missing a flight, missing, some kind of information that's getting passed to you that's crucial to your trip or your plans. Like those are things that are going to happen for you in the month of April. I'm just now thinking about people that want to come visit me. Not the best time to travel in terms of things going smoothly, but you're going to feel a longing to get out of the mundane and go seek some kind of other experience. If you're not going to actually physically go anywhere, this is a great time to actually utilize this energy for deeper exploration of self. So, what is your relationship to your own spiritual beliefs? What is your relationship to religion? What is your relationship to culture? Your culture, maybe your ancestral culture, but also the culture of where you live or the culture of other people. Do you need to get out of yourself and expand more into these other areas that will kind of help you evolve and grow within yourself? These are all really big themes. If we also have any wounds around identity expression within spirituality, Chiron is kind of bringing that up to the surface for us during this Mercury retrograde as well. We also start out the month with Pisces stellium. So Aries and Pisces energy is very dominant for us in April. We start out April with Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces. And Pisces is the mutable water sign of the zodiac and represents our relationship to our creative energy when it comes to like art, poetry, music. It also has a connection to escapism through alcohol and substance abuse. It also connects us to kind of this longing for a connection to spirituality in a way that is deep and meaningful. So we have a lot of themes around that in April. And the area that it's hitting for the Leo horoscope is the area that rules the eighth house. It's the eighth house, and it's the eighth house. Getting ahead of myself in my brain. Let me slow down. It's very Mercury and Aries. The eighth house is the area that has a connection to death and the occult and kind of more of this metaphysical energy to the other side. But it's also the area that rules marriage and our relationship to shared resources, assets, and also institutions. So like taxes, banks, any kind of investment banking or accounts. It also, because it's connected to death, rules anything that we inherit through death. And so there's a lot of energy in this area. So if you're dealing with those themes right now as a Leo, dealing with an inheritance or some kind of estate of somebody in your life that's passed on, or a lot of things around shared resources or taxes, assets with a marital partner, those types of things. And, the ninth house too, with all this Aries energy also represents the law and legal kind of thing. So if you're also dealing with lawyers and having to sign a lot of contracts or, paperwork, that kind of stuff, that's all in the mix too. And with Mercury retrograde during this time, there are mishaps, maybe the paperwork was filled out wrong. You have to go back and redo it, things like that. Mars passing through the eighth house. Mars is going to be in Pisces in the eighth house for the entire month of April. And Mars here brings conflict in marriage. It can also bring challenges around financial things like taxes and, any kind of like loans or investments or things like that. So it's a challenging time for Leo in those areas. And also with all of that kind of quest for spiritual, deeper meaning, we're in that phase of things too. Venus is going to be finishing up her stint in Pisces and then entering Aries at the beginning of April. So around April 4th, Venus is entering Aries. And then shortly after that, on April 8th, we have a solar eclipse at 19 degrees of Aries. So Venus entering Aries in the ninth house brings us into this state of really kind of trying to fulfill our own needs when it comes to those experiences, those values and belief systems, and, even that desire to travel, and Venus is the planet that rules relationships, but in Aries, she has a lot to do with our relationships to self. What is our relationship to self? And, Aries is trining Leo. So also there's this kind of need to redefine how we express ourselves and how are we loving ourselves during this time? So that's a big theme here. And, our beliefs and values around how we love ourselves could be changing and evolving. And even our beliefs around who we are in relationships and in relationship to others is changing in some form. And we get a boost there. Maybe it starts to become more clear to us what our value is to ourselves in our own life. The solar eclipse that's happening at 19 degrees of Aries is going to be conjunct Chiron during this time too. So, solar eclipses are, portals of energy that kind of crack us open into some newfound territory. And again, trining Leo, this is an opportunity for us to really be finding ourselves in new ways. And, it's going to be different for each Leo here because this is a really abstract area of the chart. It's very unique to each individual, what gets expressed here. But April 8th it's a big shift of energy for all of us. But for those of us that are all fire dominant, we're really going to be feeling it around this time. Flash forward to April 19th, the sun is going to be moving into the fixed earth sign of Taurus, and Taurus squares Leo. So, the fixed signs square each other. The fixed axis in astrology is considered to be the axis of manifestation, and Taurus rules earth energy and money, our connection to the material, the work that we're doing. And the area that this is hitting in the Leo horoscope is that house, the house of career, the house of work. And so this is shining a big light. It's bringing energy to our career and to the work that we're doing. And so there's maybe kind of a boost with Taurus entering the 10th house. Shortly after we enter Taurus season, we are going to have a full moon on April 23rd at 4 degrees of Scorpio. And that's actually going to be, opposing the sun in the opposite house of the 10th house, which is the area that represents our home and family. And so the 4th house, represents our connection to our physical house and where we live. And it's also the area of the chart that has to do with the way that we relate to our family, that we, have in an ancestral lineage way, but also our parents. And it can also be if we ourselves are parents and have children and kids, the family that we've created and cultivated within our home. Full moons are a time of manifestation as well as letting things go. And so there's themes around maybe working through healing things around family lineage. Also, if you're letting go of somewhere that you've lived for a long time, that could be part of the energy that you're experiencing and feeling. If you're trying to manifest or call in something into your home environment or your life, that's also a big theme during this time. And then after that, we continue through Taurus season a little bit, and Mercury is going to station direct a couple days later on the 25th, and it's going to station direct at 15 degrees Aries. And then whatever we've been kind of reflecting and reviewing on for the month of April, we're hopefully going to feel like we can really start to push forward by the end of April. We're still going to be in that shadow period of the Mercury retrograde for the rest of the month, but at least we're in direct motion. So whatever kind of, back and forth blockages we feel like we've been having, we're going to start to feel that release closer to the end of the month. The last shift of energy that we're having in a major way is the move of Venus out of Aries into Taurus. So on the 29th, Venus is going to enter the fixed sign of Taurus, and it's going to enter our 10th house, which is it's a great energy for career. So if there's things that you're trying to do within the work that you do in the world, your public life, if you're trying to manifest more business or a new job or more clients, Venus is here to really bless this area of the chart for you. And so, we do start to feel some more momentum as April comes to a close, but the whole first chunk of April and most of April, we're feeling a lot of reflect, review, reassess, and having to kind of move back and forth between some of the things that we've tried to initiate that might not be quite getting traction yet. Oh man, I am like, can we just fast forward? Can I just go to sleep through April and we can fast forward to the glory that is going to be May? Because I feel like I'm so not into April. But I do have to say, anecdotally for me, I am in a place of completely finding myself on multiple levels and also reconnecting to my spirituality. I took a a large break from doing astrology and tarot readings for people and had a really big period of inner work for myself. And I'm still, I mean, inner work is always happening. I'm never not doing big periods of inner work. That's an ongoing journey, but it was a very isolating one where I was very much like, I need to just say no to a lot of things right now. And I'm entering a chapter of life where I'm in a yes place. And I feel like this Mercury in Aries retrograde for me as a Leo is a lot about saying yes to new experiences, new opportunities, humbling myself to learn more through those new experiences and opportunities that are being presented to me, but also, finding ways to take what I've already learned and what I know and apply it in a way that's positive. And I think Mercury and Aries, especially for us fire people, us Leo people, there's a lot of opportunity for us to be arrogant and fumble and think we know everything. And April is really going to humble us and show us that we don't know shit. We really don't know as much as we think we know. So my biggest advice to you, Leo, is to humble yourself and slow your roll a little bit and be open to learning through new experiences, but don't lose the things that you've already learned, obviously, but just try to be open to seeing things in a new way. And, check yourself before you wreck yourself with your communication, because you could end up being more reactive or hurting somebody's feelings more easily this month without meaning to. So that is my advice to you. If you enjoyed this, feel free to hit the like, subscribe button. You can get notifications when I upload these every month. And feel free to let me know how this resonated for you in the comments. I always like hearing from my Leo people. And I wish us all luck in the month of April. It's coming up on us, and I'm nervous about it personally, but it's just, we've survived. If we're watching this, we've survived them so far. We'll be okay. And yeah, I will see you guys all next month.